Look, before we start, you may notice a difference in quality of this video, okay? I've got a new camera. I was a very lucky boy this weekend. I won some money on the lottery. So I thought, right, I'll treat myself to that camera that I've been wanting for ages. I got the Canon M50 Mark II. All right, I never win anything, ever. But I thought, right, I'm gonna have a go on the lottery. And I won a little bit of money. And I've reinvested it in the channel for you guys. So I can hopefully kind of bring you better quality content. Because that phone was all right, that's what I was using. But it's nothing compared to a proper camera. So here we are. Right, so keeping on trend with the channel and the new direction I kind of want to take it. All right, it's all about saving you money. You know, cheap recipes, low energy recipes, because energy prices are going through the roof. High cost of living, our flipping national insurance is going up, tax is gonna go up, all right? So we're all but I wanna help you save some money in the kitchen. So what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna show you how to butcher your own chicken. No, I'm not talking about slitting its throat and gutting it and all that from a live chicken. I mean, you buy a chicken from a shop, we'll portion it up and butcher it ourselves. It's not as scary as you think, it's actually very, very simple. You might be thinking, well, why don't I just buy portions? Why don't I just buy them already done? Cost. But when you buy the portions already done, like chicken thighs, drumsticks, breasts, they are horrendously expensive compared to a whole chicken. And the reason is simple, because you've got extra processes there. You know, they have to pay a butcher to do it for you, hence why there's extra costs. And I work this out, like I'm doing like 2 chickens today. If I were to go out and buy the individual portions to make up those 2 chickens, cost me a bleeding fortune, like over a tenner, I'm sure, for 2 chickens. So listen, go out, buy your whole chickens. I'm going to show you how to do it yourself. Now, before we dive into this, do the usual thing, like, share and subscribe. Much appreciated, but get your face down here, we'll butcher some chickens. Right, boys and girls, before I show you how to butcher these chickens, you're going to need some equipment. You don't need a lot. You need a rolling pin or something heavy. That's my rolling pin. You can use like a heavy pan, mallet, whatever you want. I've got 2 knives here. I've got like a big knife. That's going to be used to go through bone and cartilage. And I've got a smaller sort of, what is that? Filleting knife, I guess. You can use a small paring knife, just something sharp but that's small and nifty. I've also got some freezer bags. I've got 2 different sizes. I've got a large one, which I'm going to use for the carcasses. And I've got some smaller ones, which I'll put my individual portions in. Okay, whatever size you like, you know, depends if you've got a big family, you're living on your own, you can, you know, depends on how you're going to portion them out. So I've got a selection of freezer bags, and of course we've got our chickens. Safety first, right? Make sure the chickens are on a clean surface, make sure you wash your hands, everything's sanitized. Okay, and what I've also done is patted the chickens dry, just to get rid of any excess moisture, so they're not like slipping around all over the place, you know, which is likely to cause an accident. If you've got a heavy chopping board like this, it's fine, but if yours is like a small, thinner one, I'd suggest getting a damp tea towel and putting it underneath the chopping board. That'll stop it slipping around. So I'm going to bring you down a bit closer and I'm going to show you how to butcher your own chicken. So here is our chicken. Now, what you want to do is if you get a chicken that's all trussed up, it's got like the string around it, take that off. Okay, because we want to portion this out. And what you've got here is you've got a natural seam. Kind of move it so you can see. You've got a seam here and a seam here. Okay, that's where we're going to first start. So what you want to do is just take your knife and just kind of run your knife down the seam through the fat, and you'll start to expose the meat. You're not really cutting into the meat, you're just exposing it. Okay. Then what you want to do is as you kind of bring it up, just pop it like that. Okay, and then you can see here. That's the hip joint or thigh joint that connects it to the carcass. Then all you want to do is just take your knife and slice through. And there you have a skin-on chicken leg. Now you can either leave it like that or you can divide that into a drumstick and a thigh. And I'll show you how to do that in a bit. So I'm going to show you again with the other leg. Just through that natural seam until you hit the carcass, and then just like the other one, pop it. And you can see the bone just poking through there. That's your indication and guide so you know where to cut. So just like before, cut all the way through. And there you have your second chicken leg. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tackle the wing tips, okay? Which are these these bits here, because we don't really need them. We don't want them on the wings, but I'm not going to waste them either. And I'm going to chuck those in the bag with the carcass to use for stocks and soups. So all I'm going to do is just take a knife, my big knife, and if you wiggle it, look, you can see where the join kind of meets the wing. Just kind of find where that is. You don't have to be super accurate. Cut into it a little bit so you've marked it. Place your knife on top, take your heavy rolling pin or pan, whack, straight through, wingtip off. And again, I'm going to put that to one side to go with the carcass. So just find yourself another plate, flip it round, same with the other one, whack it, straight through, wingtip off. So now what we're left with is our breasts and our wings. So what I'm going to do is then flip the bird over, so it's breast side down, because we want to remove the wings. Okay, and all you do with that is, again, just follow the seam, just follow where the skin is. You can see kind of where it starts here. Just take your knife and try and work as close to the sort of bone as you can. And as you kind of move it, you'll feel where the joins are, right? You'll get your finger in there, you can feel it. You can feel where the connecting part is for this wing. And keep it nice and tightly towards the bone. Look, you can see it's almost off already, okay? Off. There is your wing. You can keep this whole. What I'm going to do is divide it into two parts. So again, just kind of as you sort of move it, okay, you'll feel where the joint is, okay, because that's where you want to cut. So it's about there, and as you kind of put your knife through, and there you have your chicken wings. You've got your flats, you've got your drumette. I'm going to do the same with the other side. Again, just going to pull the wing out, going to put my knife through, and just follow it down. You can see here where the joint's popped out, and that's the other part there. You know you're kind of in home territory then, okay, and you're there. Second wing off. Feel for where that join is, just about there. Okay, you might not get it straight away, I don't always do. Kind of use your knife as a guide. Okay, it's just about there. Another drumette, another flat. So now all that's left to do is to process the breasts. Okay, you've got two here, two lovely breasts. So with the chicken breast then, obviously it's split into two halves. And you see this sort of natural line that goes straight down the centre of the chicken. Again, that's your guide. What you want to do is kind of cut just either side of that for each breast. And just go sort of slightly to the right of that sort of bone. You'll feel it, you kind of feel it with your thumb. And try and keep as close as you can to the carcass, because obviously you don't want to waste any meat. Okay, just use the tip of the knife to go all the way down, and you'll start to expose the bone and cartilage. Okay, down we go. We get right to the end, just following it all the way down with the tip of the knife until you have a breast. You might need to tidy it up a little bit. There's a bit of a blood spot in there. I don't really want that. You know, just kind of feel out for any bones, bits of cartilage, anything that you might have left on there. I do sometimes trim out this bit that's in between the sort of mini fillet and the rest of the breast, because you get this sort of chewy, well, I don't know, it's cartilage in it, I should imagine. And there we have one skin on breast. So you can keep that whole, we can divide it in half, it's up to you. Depends how big your chicken is. And just do the same with the other side. That's why it's good to have a sort of thin knife like this, because you can get much more accuracy. You know, you're gonna have less meat sort of still attached to the carcass, so it's less waste. You can see, look, all the way down. Butchers will be looking at this and going, what the flippin' hell is he doing, probably. But listen, we're not butchers, are we? We're home cooks, trying to do our best. There we go. Just trim that off. And again, just kind of have a look, inspect it. Any bits of cartilage, a bit of silver skin like this. Let's get that out. Don't want that. Okay, and there you have breast number 2. Get that on the plate as well. So now we're left with just the chicken carcass, right? But that's a Brucey bonus. You know, you don't get that when you buy portions. So what I'm going to do is label it up with today's date and what it is. Chicken carcass. Pop that in a freezer bag, like so. chuck in all these little bits of trimmings as well, why not? And also the wing tips as well. I'm going to wash my hands again quick. And there you have it, there's your chicken carcass. That can be used for soups and stocks, but that needs to go in the freezer. And what I'm going to show you now is how to divide up the drumstick from the thighs. Okay, you might want to leave them like that, it's up to you. And it's very, very simple, okay? So you want to turn them upside down, so the skin side down. And much like the wings, if you sort of move them like that, you can see where the join is, okay? It's about here. That's where the drumstick meets the thigh. If you sort of press down, you'll kind of feel in between the sort of knuckle joint. These aren't official, accurate terms, it's just me waffling, but you get what I mean. So I'm going to feel there, so I'm going to put my knife through there, and I can already see I've exposed where the join is, look. You can see just in there, that little gap. That's where we need to cut. And simply just follow it down all the way through. And there is your drumstick, and there is your chicken thigh. Do the same with the other one. Okay, just sort of move it. You can figure out where the join is. Put your finger on there, you can feel where it is. As you go through, you kind of expose it. You can kind of get a better look as to where it is. You can see it there. Okay, and then just go straight through. And there you have 2 chicken thighs, 2 drumsticks. How easy is this? Now the health conscious out there, you might not want the skin. Okay, it's simple. Just pull it off. It's not difficult. Easy as that. Then you've got skinless chicken thighs. Then if you want boneless skinless chicken thighs, which are the most expensive that you buy from the supermarket. All right, I'm going to show you how easy it is to debone a chicken thigh. Okay, you've got one single bone in a chicken thigh, runs right through the centre of it. And if you run your knife just either side, just cut through the flesh, you'll start to expose the bone. Okay, you can see it running through here. Okay, just take your time with it. And as you expose the bone even more, what you want to do is just take your knife and run it underneath that bone, like that, through the flesh and through to the other side. Then it's just a case of running your knife along. Okay, just trying to keep as close to the bone as possible. And it will look like kind of like a bit of a mess, a bit raggedy like that, that's fine. And then just use your knife again, just gently cut away the rest of the bone. Okay, and then just cut it off. Check for any bits of cartilage that might be left on again. There's a bit there. You don't want that. And there you have a skinless and boneless chicken thigh. So I'm going to add this to the rest. We have successfully butchered our own chicken, and I'm going to do the other one now.
2,000 years later.
So I've just laid all this out, just to kind of illustrate really what you get for your money. Got 4 juicy plump chicken boobies, got drumsticks, we've got our wings, got 4 nice juicy chicken thighs. I've took the skin off as I did with the breast as well. You don't have to do that. But also we've got our 2 bags here with our carcass and trimmings in, our wing tips, some bones in there. I've also got a bag of chicken skin here. Again, don't chuck it away. Turn that into schmaltz or crispy chicken skin crackling. And all it really is a case of doing now is portioning it up and putting it in the freezer, however you want to do that. But you can see how much you get. For a little bit of time, a little bit of money, look at the result. It looks like Leatherface's cellar, I know, but it's chicken, it's not human. Anyway, but I'm gonna get all this packed up in its bags, in the freezer, and that's it. So there we are, that's how you butcher a chicken by yourself. You no longer need to go out and buy those chicken portions. They are so much more expensive. The more you do it, the more you practice, the faster you'll become, the more accurate you'll be. And you could whiz through like 5-6 chickens in like half an hour, easy. Now remember also, because you've been working with poultry, you need to clean down, like sanitize the f out your kitchen, right? But there we have it. That's how to butcher your own chicken and save money. Now please, if you enjoyed the video, do the usual thing, like, share and subscribe. Much appreciated, thank you very much. And if you've got anything you want me to do, if you've got any ideas for me, please send them my way. Whether it be recipes, anything you want me to tackle, low cost stuff, low energy stuff, anything like that. I'll put my email on the screen below, send anything that way and I'll have a look. And I'll see your gorgeous faces in the next video, and bye for now. Keep safe, keep warm, don't worry. We'll get through this together. We're in it together. Some people might not be, but f them. Don't need them, do we? I'll see you later.